Clones. Who needs them? I guess we do. Let me show you what we're working on today. Last time, we worked on shoulders and biceps. Got everything primed, and then ran out of time. Today, elbows, forearms, hand plates. If we have time, I'm not making any promises. We got ab plates. I got the cotton butt set up just in case. We may, breeze through this since I don't have to make strapping this time. But we do have to add foam to the forearms. And we got to talk gloves. So, not making any promises. I found my reference, which makes what we're about to do way easier. Yeah, they face down and inward. And these two pieces go together like that. Most people hold everything together with a bit of elastic. I'm probably going to do the same. But I'm very unhappy with the finish on this edge. So the first thing I want to do is mark this with an L and that with an R. Since I am so unhappy with these, we're going to sand them down. I didn't really do much sanding on these two pieces in particular. So I'm going to lightly sand, and then we're going to hit it with some glazing putty. And I'm just using 220. I don't like going aggressive with most of my 3D prints. And this isn't going to take much, by the way. Just a couple of light passes here to even everything out. The annoying part is we got to paint everything. Well, I got to paint the insides anyway, because way more of this is showing than I thought. And then for the rest of it, using glazing putty. Just the lightest bit of just full strength glazing putty. We are not toning it down any. And I am really just pushing this in, by the way. I want it to have as little a coat as possible. The less I have to sand off later, the happier I am going to be. And this is just to fill gaps. 4 hours, light sand. We'll pick it back up then. While we wait for all this stuff to dry, I am going to hit everything. Because this had support material on the bottom, and it's pretty rough. So I'm going to hit it with my standard hand sander and smooth it out. I also had the tiniest of layer shifts that will inevitably be a problem. So we sand all of this with power tools. Since I was here, I decided to also sand the forearms again, just for a little extra smoothness. So the first coat went on the ab plate. It's ready for glazing putty and acetone. If you're new here, by the way, that's how I smooth all of my prints. I take standard glazing and spot putty and thin it down with acetone. Acetone is highly toxic. I wear a mask and respirator, so you're probably not going to hear a word. I make a very thin mixture. Put like 3 or 4 coats. I steel wool in between each coat just to make sure everything's nice and smooth. And it tends to come out really nice. The elbows, forearms, maybe the bucket are all getting painted white. Everything else is getting acetone glazing putty. And then we'll pick back up when we're ready to prime. And this is 2 sessions of glazing, putty, and acetone. I don't want to call it 2 coats because I put like 3 or 4 coats on in each session. But ready to be sanded. Just using steel wool. Light circular motions. I think it's more like buffing than sanding. I just want to smooth everything out so when I put a coat of primer on, I'll know exactly where we are. Because with the glazing, putty, and acetone, we have weird like drip lines, cross patterns because it's a brush. It's hard to actually see where we are at. But if I'm looking at a glare, it looks pretty smooth all the way across. So I'm going to polish or buff all of these, and then we will be back after I prime these pieces. It's been a couple hours. So these videos, they're like 20 minutes, right? But that 20 minutes takes me an unbelievable amount of time because there's lots of wait time. So it's been a couple hours. I'm relatively happy with it. The primer is still soft, so I'm going to go over everything with a little bit of steel wool just to polish it up a bit. Because that gets us this. And I don't even know if you can see the sheen on that. It's not bad. So I'm going to polish everything and then do another coat of primer. The primer turned out fantastic. I don't even think it needs to be buffed. I think we're good to go. We're going to do a coat of flat protective enamel. There's been a slight mishap with my paint. Let me show you. Hold on. So the first can sprayed perfect. The second one, I don't know if you can see any of this. There's a bit of a texture to it. It did not spray cleanly. So I'm going to have to sand that down and probably respray it. I may need to get a new can of paint. But it's too bad because that looked really good. These things happen. Now we're making elbow pads, right? These are getting elastic together. Just a little bit of elastic. You can't see any of this. A little bit of elastic. Matter of fact, let me just show you because this one worked perfect. We'll do the same thing on the other one. So we're using hot glue for this, by the way. As I have recently told people, hot glue works really well for this type of thing. Just hot gluing 2 small pieces of elastic on the inside of this cuff. See? Right? I'm going to hot glue this side in and then this side in. And then we'll talk about how everything gets attached. Alright. The reason I'm using elastic is there's a bit of flex to it now, which I think is important in a costume. I'm overlapping my elastic by about 1 inch. I'm just making it so it goes around my arm without stretching the elastic. It should be comfortable where it's at. A little bit of a gap even, if anything. Then I'm going to glue one side down and then glue the other side. I want, jeez Louise, this part, the strap part, to rest against my elbow. The crook of my elbow. So I'm going to glue the strap with the part that we overlapped right here on the inside so that it kind of floats. That way this part's held in place and this part can move around the armor. And that gives us this, which, since this one's had plenty of time to cool, just goes on. And grab it by the elastic and slide it up. Holds itself in place. It's not super tight. I can still move it where I need to go, but it's not going to go down any farther. So when I put my forearm on, everything fits. Everything fits like it should, right? Not bad. The forearm needs a bit of foam. It's a bit loose. I like putting a little bit of upholstery foam in, just so everything sits pretty centered. I normally would have sewn those, but my sewing machine is put away, and I do not feel like breaking it back out again. I don't have gloves yet, so we're not going to deal with hand plates yet. This is now suddenly a lot of parts. We have the ab plate, the butt plate, and the cod plate. Elbow's already done. Unfortunately, to do this, I'm going to have to change into the undersuit. So I'll be right back, and then we'll see if we can start fitting stuff together. I am not a fan of Velcro holding parts onto a costume. Unfortunately, the Clone Trooper doesn't give us much options. Plus, there's going to be a belt that goes over the whole thing that holds all of it in place anyway. So I'm using 4 Velcro strips. They're probably about 2.5 inches long. And I'm going to attach those. I'm going to attach the hook side to a couple of strips of the same nylon webbing we're using for all of the harness, for the harnessing. And I'm making it long because these two pieces don't quite reach, but there's a belt that goes over it with holsters that's going to cover this entire thing up, and it's not going to be seen. And I'd rather have the movement than everything rigidly locked into place. I want to make sure I go for a little longer than I need on the strapping, because bodies fluctuate. I'm going to cut it to length and then attach the other side of the Velcro. I didn't put the back piece on yet. This is also probably just going to be Velcro. There's these pockets I assume are for magnets. If I don't trust Velcro, I trust magnets even less. But that's just going to snap on like that. And then the belt goes over everything and covers the seam. And then he's got 2 holsters that cover that. But I know what we're really interested in. How does it look with the rest of the chest piece? I'd say not bad. I wanted this to overlap just a little more. I suppose I could raise it up just a hair. But I'd say that's pretty alright. Let's put everything together and see where we're at. I haven't tried this with the strapping, so this would be an interesting experience.
Well, we'll let you put your own underpants on.
How does that look?
That looks like it fits. This
What?
meets even to even. This side is a little. Either the front needs to go up or the back needs to go down.
We'll get to that.
Okay. It's only a little bit.
I'm not putting that piece on.
Okay.
Just because I don't have the
Something with that flap first.
the strapping for it yet.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Are we on to arms? Or you do the chest first?
Chest first.
How do you put the chest on? You just dive your way into it. Want me to hold it up in the air for you?
No.
You're the easiest stormtrooper I've ever suited up.
I know, right?
Do you need me to do something now?
Now we need to do arms.
Okay.
At this point, I become relatively useless.
This has to go on.
And that's where the sharp thing is.
I think it's on the other side, but I
Yeah.
appreciate the heads
Boring.
up. And when it actually snapped, we'll figure that out later. Remember, it's better to look good than to feel good.
I know. I have to suffer for my art.
I think that's as snapped as that snap gets.
Okay.
This needs to go over, I think, up there.
So this one's got a gap before it hits the strap.
Yeah?
Does this?
No.
Pull off the shoulder button.
Make sure this at least is gonna hold for a minute.
We need a safety pin. We need a safety pin.
And this also needs to.
Rock forward a touch.
So gap.
Yeah, how's it look?
That one's rocked back.
Well,
That one's not going to go any further. Never mind.
it's fine for. We're gonna do it once I move the snaps forward. Everything will help, so don't even worry about it.
Don't want it to fall off on the floor.
All right, elbows.
These
Yes, they point down. What side is that? If you look on the inside.
left.
Okay.
And they go all the way up, and there's an elastic band in there to hold it on over your elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Probably right there.
Tuck that in. They're not cut the length. They can go in between the elastic and the plastic. Elastic and plastic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, other elbow. Unfortunately, I don't have gloves, so I don't know what I want to do about that.
Get gloves.
Well, yeah, I meant right now. That's good.
You just go get you a pair of black gloves. Are we on to what is this?
Forearm. Just go straight onto my hand.
I was seeing if it was left or right.
So now I have a weird problem. I don't have any of the padding in the helmet.
Why don't I run out and look for black gloves in my truck very quickly and get you a hat?
I can just grab the plastic gloves that are right there.
Okay.
Here, take them. I will leave the. I don't need it because I'm not putting the hand. Not bad. I really like this. Raising the arms up stopped that whole out I had to do. I can actually, if I feel like I can clasp my hands together, which is a little more than Joe can do, but not bad. The forearms still need a little bit of foam because this is supposed to rest right there, and the foam will hold everything in place. But as far as clones go, I look just like everyone else. Let's just probably go up just a little bit. And once I get the belt, because the belt's like a 2-inch belt, it should hold everything pretty much exactly where it needs to be. I may put strapping underneath to hold things, but I want to be able to pivot. So I don't know. I don't know. Thanks for making it to the end. I appreciate that. Got new members joining every day. If you want to, I have channel membership. You want to see where we're going with this? Maybe think about liking, subscribing, sticking around. No matter what, you made it to the end, and I greatly appreciate that. So I'll see you next time.